Hello, this is not a spring chick. We're here out at the beach in sunny Southern California, and oh yes, we're having a really good time out here. But did you see these birds over here? Well, something's not up. In fact, actually we're expecting a storm later this week, so the birds are. Well, it's warm enough for bikinis, but the birds are all down there. Anyway, I guess we better bring on news with Oldecam comments on the headlines.
It's not cold.
It isn't.
It's just 58 degrees out here, folks.
Are you serious?
58, but it's a warm wind coming in instead of a cold wind.
Oh, actually, that makes all the difference in the world. And Searle says Republicans are bad for this nation and will hurt the economy.
I know, isn't that amazing? A guy that wants to have the unions take control of the nation decides that anyone that stands up against the unions are bad for the economy.
Ooh.
There's only 10% of the people in this country are union members, and of that, 7% are government workers.
Obama, U.S. needs better math and science education.
Well, I would agree with that, because this guy can't, if you hold up 1 and 1, he'll say 10. I mean, he's supposed to have been a well-educated man, but he's a product of the educational system of our country. This guy cannot add when he figures out we're going to cut the deficit, as he's adding another $1.5 trillion to it.
Mm-hmm. Memories of 1995 haunt GOP as shutdown talk grows.
Basically, the whole nation's behind shutting it. Okay, they said 78% of the nation says go for it, which means you're in trouble. And they said only 15% of the moderates, the independent voters, say don't shut it down, which means Obama's on the wrong side of everything this time.
And Wisconsin governor ups pressure on Democrats to return and vote.
Well, yeah, they're going to pass through everything, every person that he wants in place. Anything that's not a spending bill, the Republicans can do without having a quorum, which means every appointee he wants, every judge he wants, all of the non-spending bills are going to be done now.
Ah.
Yeah, so sometimes that really backfires with what they're doing.
There is
a good one though. You know that they actually said he's lying to the people of the country. We have $120 million surplus. Of course, they said that $120 million surplus was already it's got legal obligation to other states for that. Bills money they borrowed from other states, they have to pay back.
And there is no chance a Muslim Brotherhood will gain traction in Egypt. Yeah.
They already did. This morning they were approved of being a political party in Egypt.
Yeah.
So they have traction.
Of course they do. I mean, who was thinking they didn't?
Okay, well, let's put it this way. When a left-winger like Kirsten Powers said that she was dismayed by the fact that nobody was doing the what if things don't go right. And it's now starting to not go right.
Well, because remember Murphy's Law?
Yeah. Well, they never allowed the Iranian Navy into the Mediterranean until this happened. So you can see what's happening is they're already shifting towards the strict Muslim side now.
Come on. I mean, who was not expecting that?
Republican pundits and Republican Party leaders.
Hello. And Gaddafi's son warns of civil war in Libya.
Yeah, because it's happening, folks. I mean, they've sent airplanes in to shoot people. These are dictatorships. Dictatorships do not go down without a fight.
Berlusconi faces trial in the wrath of Italy's women.
Yeah, but the men run the country, not the women. He's a hero to all the men, and they elect him. The women hate him.
Report: North Korea digging tunnels for likely nuclear test.
Yeah, because we're the only people in the world. Obama's the only person in the world that doesn't take him seriously.
Democrats get Iraq defector to admit that WMD was just an excuse for the U.S. to attack Iraq.
Isn't that amazing how they managed to hold a hearing in the Senate and get a guy to admit that it was all lies?
Yeah.
And I think that would have been done while Bush was in office, and they could all 3 areas.
Deadliest Afghan attack in months kills 38 and wounds at least 70.
Yeah. So it's just basically, as I said, that we're getting ready to pull out of those places no matter what, because we're not welcome there under Obama, which is funny. The Muslim president not welcome.
House votes to curb regulators and cut spending.
Yeah, and Obama has already said he's going to veto any of the Republican cuts that go through. He's going to veto, and he said, so much for the president wants fiscal responsibility.
I know.
Any cuts the Republican makes you can't do this until after the 2012 election. Isn't that amazing? After the 2012 election.
Oh, amazing how that happens, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, on the news, I was hearing them talk about how they got the, what was it? Everything in order during the Reagan administration and things that they they cannot do now because, the unemployment's too high.
That's right. Isn't that something? So, I mean, Reagan inherited a disaster from Jimmy Carter, and basically he cut spending and increased the growth of businesses. Isn't that amazing?
I know.
But the Democrats will tell you there is no history to show that cutting spending ever promotes any cutting spending on the government side and lowering taxes promotes growth. Just every president that's ever done it. Clinton did it, and it works. So.
Strong winds topple the national Christmas tree in D.C.
Well, yeah, this is February. That thing should have been yanked out.
Well, see, here's one of the things I didn't know. Is a national Christmas tree, do they just bring it up for Christmas, or is it just a Christmas tree that's in the front and they decorate for Christmas?
Yeah, it's the one that the national Christmas tree they bring in every year. It should have been pulled by now.
I thought it would have been pulled by now if they bring it in.
I know, but they probably couldn't find the money to have it done because, Obama's broke, so.
He's not the only one.
Yeah.
Planet could be unrecognizable by 2050, experts say.
Well, yeah, because we're destroying the planet, that even if we stop everything we're doing now, the damage will be so great that the planet will be unlivable and unrecognizable in 39 years. And
Obama touts innovation agenda for spurring jobs.
Which means he wants to spend hundreds of billions of dollars on things that nobody wants. The green cars are totally dead. They can't give the bloody things away, and yet he wants more of them produced.
In Wyoming, push to mine rare earths in protected U.S. forest.
Well, yeah, they're not going to mine rare earth in Wyoming as long as Obama's in charge. All mining, all drilling, everything has come to a standstill, even though court orders have said you have to resume. Because he doesn't care about what the courts have to say.
U.S. Senator Jeff Bingaman announced Friday that he will retire.
Oh yeah, it's another Democratic senator. This is okay. New Mexico has swung Republican, and he doesn't think he can get reelected. So he's basically going to. What we've got now is that the Republicans have picked up the majority in the Senate by Democratic senators that are retiring in areas that are now Republican.
Obama administration replaces controversial conscience regulation for healthcare workers.
Well, yeah, because somebody pointed out the fact that the Constitution of the United States guarantees religious freedom, and if a Catholic doesn't want to perform an abortion on somebody, you can't make one of them do it.
And scientists find Gulf bottom still oily and dead.
Isn't that amazing? Those magic microbes that Obama said would solve all the problems don't actually exist, as they're finding out.
Oh, really?
They said, well, maybe 10% of the oil has actually been consumed by the magic microbes. Well, the problem was they said an extensive study has been done by people that aren't working for Obama, and it's everywhere. The damage is massive.
Obama administration efforts to regulate for-profit colleges suffered a blow Friday.
Yeah, because he wants to make a for-profit organization. Basically, you can't go to anything that makes a profit in this country. He wants charter schools killed, for-profit schools killed, because the teachers' unions aren't involved in those schools.
And Texas poised to pass bill allowing guns on campus.
Well, basically you can wear, here's the trick is you can wear a gun on the campus anyway as long as it's strapped to your hip.
Oh, you can?
Sidearms are perfectly legal in both western states as long as they're visible.
And judge tells government to resume permits for drilling.
And Obama once again said they have no intention because they make the rules, the court doesn't, which I love that.
Oh. And states ignored warnings on unemployment insurance.
Yeah. Basically, every state ran by the Democratic Party basically bankrupted the systems.
Oh, really?
They didn't bother to mention that minor fact.
12 taxi drivers and farers killed in Mexican resort.
Yeah, Acapulco is no longer safe for people to go to.
It's not?
Isn't that a good one?
Oh. Japan, I thought people weren't going there much anyway.
They are going there. Basically, they just finished them all off now.
Japan to dig site linked to World War II human experiments.
Yeah, but it wasn't their experiments. It was other people's experiments. Isn't that a good one?
Are you serious?
That's what they're saying.
And Chinese telecom giant calls off U.S. deal.
Yeah, because they can't get permission. But here's a good one. At the same time they're calling that off, they're basically doing an initial public offering for the largest Asian social media site in the world. So basically they figure they will dwarf Facebook because there's 1.9 million people in China alone to go on it.
Ooh. And boxed in and boarded up big box bookstores are closing.
Well, FPL because there's nobody. Okay, first of all, people can't read anymore, folks. They don't teach reading.
Ah, come on! Some people can read.
Most of the people that would buy books people my age read books. People that are in college age don't read books.
Oh.
They got things that you can listen to. Somebody will speak the words for you. So.
And a Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
That you'll only have a democracy as long as someone who really shows the responsibility of telling